What sort of personality, skills and characteristics do you need to become a successful lawyer?
There are several things that I think are important. One is a willingness to work hard and in a very focused way. You can't do law in a sort of broad brush way. You have to be the sort of person that's quite meticulous and focused. But I know that once you get into that mindset and you get locked into a legal problem or a legal issue, it's very rewarding. It's like solving a puzzle. There's a broad range of people that could be successful in employment law. Personality really matters. Remember that you're dealing with humans, and when you're dealing with humans, who you are matters. Remember, quite often in law, when you're dealing with people, they're in a state of tension. They might have a claim against them, there might be some problems that they're facing, so they want someone that's going to be a comrade, that someone's going to work with them, stand with them. And just yesterday I had lunch with a chief executive that I work with, and he said, you know what, the reason why we really love working with you is you use the word we. We will solve this, we'll have to look at this, more than anyone else that we've worked with. And so it's that sense of the problem's mine as well as yours, and we're going to deal with it together.
What's A-levels and what degree did you do, and how have they helped you to be successful?
Probably the best place to start is the concept of success, how you define success. And I think in reality, success has to take account of all areas of life. So it's not just your financial success, your career success, but it is home life and family life, your passions, your interests, your friends, and your own personal fitness. You have to be successful in a variety of areas for success to actually happen. And I actually think a lot of very successful people are the ones that have that balance. A-levels, I did the sciences, believe it or not, physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. And the degree was law and economics. Again, I've always believed in breadth. At that time, I wanted to do law and music. And I realised that that you couldn't really combine law and music in those days. Now you can do all sorts of amazing combinations. But I'm a real believer that we should never be straight line people. We should always have a breadth of skills and talents. And I was a pianist and I enjoyed music and I wanted to be able to combine the two. As it happened, I could combine law and economics, so that was the next best thing.
What advice would you give to young people that are interested in a career in law?
There's nothing like experience. You can read things till the cows come home. You can forever talk to people about it, until you sit in an office and actually see something, you don't really know what it's like. And I think it was at that stage I had a small exposure to an employment law type concern, and I knew that it had the right balance and it was just interesting, and you were immediately able to help people. There weren't years before hearings took place. So that's a really good piece of advice, to try and get some experience actually in that field. Other things, if you're interested in law, it's a good idea. I mean, you're in a world where there's YouTube, there's Twitter and all of that. You can make connections with people in the field, and also it wouldn't hurt to try your hand at writing some things in the field of law, maybe something highlight some problem or dilemma in the law, and maybe get that published in your local school magazine. That would be really good.
What are the most important lessons that you have learned as a result of your success?
Try and find your passion, because it's so easy to jump on the bandwagon of everyone else's perception of what a successful thing to do or a great thing to do or achieve is. Maybe you're crazy about stamps and you want to collect stamps. Don't hinder that, don't close that off, because remember, you don't have to be a one-dimensional person with one interest and one career. You can have many. Say, for example, people interested in sports, that sports is what actually pushes them forward in other aspects of their life. So finding your passion is definitely one. Persisting. The most successful people, without a doubt, are the ones that are prepared to persist. And that's where finding your passion, or finding something that really grabs your attention, is important, because you will have the energy to persist, you will have the motivation to persist.
Would you do anything differently if you had the chance to start over again?
I think one thing I would do differently would have been less anxious. It's so easy to get so anxious and het up, and I was a very sort of tense student, and I don't think that really helps. And I think anything you can do to alleviate that kind of tension is good for you. I think pressures like that or anxieties actually just impede your ability to focus, and focus is what gets you results. I suppose the thing I would have done differently is not been so afraid to pursue things that don't necessarily achieve an immediate income stream, to actually pursue them, and maybe in parallel, maybe taking them more seriously. And as you know now, I've written books, and I am an author and novelist as well, so it's all sort of happening. And the law just delayed it, and it was brilliant because it gave me a platform to do all of this, and amazing contacts, phenomenal contacts.